It's
podcast.
pretty much just professional shit talking.
It is professional
Yes,
shit talking.
I mean, that's what I do
Professional
best.
shit talking.
I literally talk shit to customers every day, and you have to be so fucking professional about it. You do it too.
Oh yeah.
You know for a fact you do
I'm
it.
a
I think we all do
talking.
it, honestly.
I'm a walking, talking bullshit artist.
This guy right here talks all the fucking text, and he's just like, yeah, dude, did this, and this.
Yeah,
How
dude.
long did it take you to do that? It's like, oh, it took me 3 hours. It's a 10-hour job. It's not bad. You got paid for fucking doing nothing, and you worked on something else.
You
Doing
don't,
well,
you don't even work at Ford anymore?
Nope.
I didn't even know he worked at Ford.
He
You work
rebuilds
at Ford
airplane
and
parts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mindless numbing work, as he calls it.
I just listen to podcasts all day and rebuild planes.
So you literally listen to the dumb shit that we do now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome to life.
Welcome to the episode. This one we're gonna have without ear rape because we don't have any Discord
Well, I mean, we
guests.
can hook this up really, really quick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true.
We end the episodes.
Some people are with it, other people are not.
We end the episodes with him playing some sort of a riff on that, and me deep throating a microphone saying that we say no to toxic women, septum piercings are not okay, and titty piercings are okay, and that's how we end each episode.
Well, I mean, titty piercings are definitely okay because most titty piercings taste like house keys, and there's no place like home.
There you go. There you go. Guest of the show today, we got Zane on, dude. Say hi.
He says guest of the show, but I will be back.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. We can have returning guests.
Oh, I'm not a returning guest. I'm going to become a part of the set.
Oh,
we
shit.
I mean, the fucking thing about it, dude, the bullshit that I
He's just gonna live here. He's gonna live on that stool forever.
Yeah, just
I would-
He'll be a fucking.
As long as you bring me food and beer, I don't care. I'll piss out the
Shit.
window and I'll shit out the
Okay.
window.
All
Or if you
right.
really want, we can go and like cut a hole in this, put a little fucking
Think we're
like
good.
a
toilet, get a little-
bathroom, you know?
Get a South Park
yeah,
toilet
but
down
it's
there,
easier
dude.
to get off the stool. So if I can just literally
They
like,
used to do shit on my cars.
no, if you listen, if I were to go, I'm not putting a catheter in. I'll go and get like one of those little cock socks or whatever like that. I'll go get a cock sock and put some like fucking vinyl on the inside of it, and I'll run a tube out to where it just goes out the window. So I don't have to move at all. All I gotta do is literally just piss down a tube and it's out the window. Gravity fed, baby.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Honestly. Now the shitting, on the other hand, John's always gonna have to be the receiving man. He has to get a nice hot handful of shit and throw it out the window.
Okay.
Like he has to have a plastic bag around his hand, obviously. Like I don't want to give him E. coli.
Yeah,
But,
true.
No, thank
Wouldn't
you.
want that.
and then whatever car is like right out there in the driveway, bag of shit goes on.
Beautiful. And it's probably gonna be mine.
More than likely. I mean, it kind of fits his head a little bit better.
That's true.
Add a little more color.
Fix that fade paint.
Oh yeah.
It's called a paint correction. The corn
It
really
is.
helps.
It is.
It's kind of like wet sanding, dude.
Yeah.
You squish it a little bit, you get the kernel to pop out. It's like, oh, this is my polishing pad.
Oh my god.
I still don't understand Corvettes. Like, why?
Me neither.
You go and pay fucking $80,000 for a piece of fiberglass and you hit one rock and it's fucked.
All right. Well, hear me out. I paid $2,200 to hit one rock,
Are
so
they
I'm
new?
not crying as hard.
Are the new ones still all fiberglass?
They're all fiberglass and mostly plastic now, sadly.
Yep.
Like if you were to go, you can pretty much go and kick any part of the new Corvette. It'll push in more than likely. Might crack the paint. That's about the worst about it. You can go and take some fucking boiling hot water.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah.
Literally. Like if you think about it, you can go and lift the entire rear hatch with your fucking pinky from one side.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Majority of the car is it's a fucking track car with a fancy price tag. Because there is no way, shape, or form that car.
It's still cheaper than a Lambo, though.
Well, of course, it's still cheaper than a Lambo, but Lamborghinis are still made out of sheet metal. The majority of them are sheet metal. There's very little plastic or fiberglass.
I mean,
A majority of the fiberglass is
Look,
usually
man.
carbon.
there's a budget to upkeep. You know what I mean? You want a fast car on a budget. That's what the Corvette is.
That's why you buy a Mustang.
It's a sports car for the attainable man. The Mustang is also, well, it's a pony car for the attainable man.
I'd rather have a pony car over a pace car.
GM shit box.
Like I call it a pace car.
That's the one that you watch drive up the mountain really, really slow.
Yeah.
While it's kind of like warning everybody else that the drivers are coming up. It's like, oh yeah, you're gonna watch this guy fly off the fucking cliff. That one at Evo in like 20, like what was it, 2003 or some shit like that? Like way early
Pikes
on?
Peak.
Yeah. Fucking
Yeah,
here goes the pace car. Oh, here's an Evo.
I did not see that.
Ha! Hashtag Alyssa. What are raccoons, baby?
Yeah.
About that.
Bad. I don't know anything about it either. Only thing I know is she hit a raccoon and it fucked her car.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I'm talking too much. So
No, you're
somebody,
good.
No, you're good.
Oh, dude,
You're good.
Normally, I'm the one doing the legwork here.
If you look at Colby's
I'm
pants
taking a
right now,
break.
he has a little fucking chode. He's the cuck in the background.
Nice.
See it? He's the cuck. He's the guy that's
Hell
recording
yeah.
the porn later.
Oh.
Cameraman Jimmy over there, dude.
It is Jimmy.
John's the plumber.
Nobody ever notices it, but there's always that one last little extra cum shot at the end. That little bit of white speck you see at the bottom, it's not his finger trying to cover the lens. It's a little bit of...
Mm.
Anyways, guys, Hail Hitler.
See, Kyle.
See, Kyle, chill, baby girl. How you doing?
So are we gonna talk about the spoof of the Hunger Games that we watched?
Oh yeah,
Like 2 days ago.
we do occasionally do movie reviews.
What was it called again? The
The Hangover Games.
Hangover.
Yeah, the Hangover Games. It was the Hangover
There's-
crossed with the Hunger Games.
Adam Sandler just actually recently released a movie called The Buddy Games.
The Buddy Games.
Is it
And-
another spoof of the fucking Hunger Games?
Pretty much.
Jeez.
It's honestly, I'm the only one that watched it.
That
I-
just
aside from my
released.
parents. It's literally, I wouldn't say it just released. It's probably been out for a little,
Okay.
like 6 months or something like that. But I think it's only on Hulu or Netflix or something.
That's still very new, considering like
But
who's making Hunger Games spoofs in 2021? That's crazy.
yeah, but you think about it, Adam Sandler movies, all Adam Sandler movies, same actors every time.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple different ones, like there's Chris Pine. Chris Pine's in there. He's only been in like 2 or 3 of the movies, but those are like the more serious movies.
Happy Madison production.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's always him and his buddies.
But it was like Rob Schneider, pretty much the whole
Rob
majority of the
Schneider.
crew. And
Deuce Bigelow,
Yes, Deuce
American
Bigelow.
Gigolo, such a good movie.
I like
Such a good movie.
what was the second one? Was it Deuce Bigelow, the European Gigolo, or
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
but there was Deuce Bigelow, the American Gigolo.
Mhm.
There was
Banger of a film. So good.
my favorite one was the fucking Amsterdam. Whenever he first ate his first edible. Oh my god, it's fucking great.
It is great.
John, where are your shoes? Why are you the only one with socks on?
Because normally we don't wear shoes once we walk in the house in this place.
Do you leave your socks on when you have sex?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fag.
It's only gay if your balls touch, alright?
Ah, shit.
We're just going back in onto the male porn.
Oh, shit up.
Look around. But it's better if it's a reach around.
There's a lot of men here.
I mean, I do have the porno couch.
I mean,
Shoot
That
one.
is true. He does have the porno
It
couch.
does.
well, I mean, if you think about it, it's literally just the opposite of that one movie. One white girl in the middle.
Oh, yeah. Classic.
This one's not, this one's prejudice. That's what it is.
This one's prejudice. Oh, nice.
You're the darkest guy here and you're still white as fuck.
That's
You're-
true.
I'm almost albino and you're still whiter than I am.
Thank you, dude.
This guy in fucking New Balance shoes.
That's an honor, dude. I left the New Balance at home.
What was it, newly unbalanced?
Yes,
Yeah,
newly
something,
unbalanced.
something like that, yeah.
Or
Or new brand
unbalanced
of
life.
shoes, newly unbalanced.
Oh man, we didn't walk into this with anything today.
No topic, no nothing. That's always the best
topic.
one.
Appreciate it.
And now the funny part is too, we had like a solid 35 minutes of conversation before we walked in here.
Joe, that's what I said. I should have just saved the majority of the shit. That's why I'm just kind of going back on whatever else.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
could definitely like reiterate on some of it. Not all of it, obviously. There's some things that should be left out, but
Well, he already came out of the closet twice today, so I don't know how we're supposed to avoid that.
he's already dealing with me twice.
Brady.
It's Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's running late. Or
He ain't coming.
Oh, you-
I'll probably see him at the gym later.
Mm-hmm. If we do catch him at the gym, him and his friends with fake names. Yeah.
What, they go by like their...
No, it was a stupid fucking joke that was pulled on me because they told me their names I think once and then I forgot. So then I guessed again or whatever, and then they were like, "Yeah, sure." And I thought that they were being serious, and I found out like a couple months later that
That's
they're
funny. They told you the wrong name to begin with, and they told
Oh.
you different wrong names the second time.
Oh,
They
seriously?
still follow it.
Oh, alright. Look, I was openly honest. I was like, I'm terrible with names. I apologize if I forget that, and that's what I say.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, there's like a whole group of people that I've been in a group chat with for the last 6 months from whenever I went to Ginny Springs last March.
Mm-hmm.
They all think my name is Zephyr. Because originally I was known as just a guy with a Doodle Bob tattoo. And
Signature.
Signature.
That is your signature.
Yeah. Well, I'll be gone for a little bit. I'm not. I seen you look at the camera. I'm not lifting my shirt again. I seen she looked at the camera and then looked back at me and she was like, "I'm just going around. I'm sorry." Maybe.
Just trying to slut around his Doodle Bob tattoo.
I mean, I'll get butt ass naked. It don't matter to me.
No.
You want to do it?
No, we don't.
You don't know Zane how I know Zane.
We're able to see like the old school, like the early 2000s like censor blocks. So like
I'll have to figure out how to
so
do
like
that.
the block his dick in his ass. She might run out of the room like if he does that. Or yeah, damn, who knows? I mean, maybe not. He's a hot guy.
Hello. Hi. Yeah, 98.7 degrees, baby. Is that the normal body temperature? I don't fucking
I
remember.
think it's 98.6.
Yeah.
You're really close.
98.6.
Well, 98.6 to 98.8 is good.
No, that's good.
Technically, there's like a whole fucking 2 to 3 degrees here.
It's a range
Like
thing.
you're able to be like 96 degrees and you're like, oh, you're fine. But as soon as you hit 100, it's like, all right, this motherfucker.
You are dying. On your way out, sure. You gonna play us a set, Colby? You gonna play us a fucking set?
No.
He's just gonna sit in the corner and yank away.
Wow, shit. He's got more. Look at that, dude. There's a lot of drumsticks.
Yeah.
There's like 8 drumsticks.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, how many of them have them all sort of fucked up? Oh, they're all fucked up. Is
Show off our club.
that from you?
No.
No, I bought this kit used.
Oh,
Where
let's say
is
from
it?
everybody else.
Where
I was
is it?
honestly expecting the majority to be from Colby. Exhibit A.
Yep. I know the bread's a good
You
dude.
want to know something kind of funny? The tips on them are about as white as I am.
That's crazy.
Looking like some
Here,
fucking salad pudding.
you want to show the camera how white the tip is?
It's all.
Don't like that.
Don't ever crack it.
Oh, I thought you said donut. I thought somebody was about to say donut.
I don't know what it is.
Now on today's episode, we're gonna see how many drumsticks John can fit up his ass.
Let's begin.
That podcast episode I was telling you I was listening to earlier about the chick like stripping down naked and wearing a
Yeah.
strap on. Someone else on the show shoved a fucking dildo up their ass at the fucking end of the show.
What a guy.
Yes, a guy.
Well, I mean that's better.
Because his wife wouldn't let him do it with the chick, so he did it to himself.
Oh. Yeah, why would you do?
Well, you won't let me do it, so I'm just gonna go and fuck myself thoroughly. It's like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing?
It was on the Opie and Anthony show, which was like a radio show like 10 or 15 years ago.
So I mean,
So this was before censorship.
the guy probably
it
likes
was,
to
on,
get.
it was on Sirius, I think.
The guy probably likes to get pegged then.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Maybe.
That's like a whole.
He's like, I don't mind getting my anal hole diddled a smidge there.
Sphincter.
Don't
Sphincter.
don't
My
mind
sphincter.
my doodle.
Don't touch my sphincter.
Don't touch my
What the
sphincter.
fuck?
He went in raw too.
Oh, not even KY jelly.
No.
Bro, can you imagine the Can you imagine the amount of blood everywhere after he got off of that?
I mean, was it?
Bro,
Oh,
that
I
man-
didn't see it, I just
if,
listened
if there's no fucking lube, this
Do they
man-
have a description? Like, was it like a small dick or like?
It was
Bro,
probably-
it was a bad dragon
Probably
fucking
decent
dildo.
size.
Oh, you didn't have to
Well,
make a
you
bad
know,
dragon.
in all honesty, if you think about it, I would assume most dildos are probably about average size for the United States, depending on where they're sold, and the average male is only like 5.5 to 6 inches.
I was gonna say
So
5
and
and a
you
half.
think about it, most female vaginas are only like 2 to 3 inches deep, and then at the most they're like 8 inches deep. But
Right.
the
But
majority of the time you stick it in the wrong way. So what the fuck's your point?
Dude said it hurt worse coming out than going in.
Well, of course it's a reverse shit.
Bro, it's a bad dragon dildo. You should be used to it.
if it hurt more coming out,
Oh, did you guys talk?
It might have been a dog bit, you know?
What?
Or like it spikes out, you know?
You watch fucking.
Have you ever had a science class?
They never talked about fucking dog peens.
I had
The wildest thing I found about in high school was.
I had a class where that was brought up.
Well, that was never brought up in any of my classes, but one of the things that got brought up frequently was that there's a certain species of duck that has a 9-inch corkscrew penis.
Holy
I think
shit.
I remember that.
It's fucking hilarious.
My guy's Bing showing, dude. Oh my
Can you
god.
imagine, bro? You're taking a piss and you're just sitting there. Can you imagine if your dick was clear and you could see your piss going through while you're taking a piss? I would dead ass drink a certain amount of water every fucking hour just so I can go to the bathroom and watch it. I literally sit there and everybody's like, dude, what the fuck did you do at work today? I was like, huh. I watched myself pee. What the fuck? It's like a fucking.
Twirly straw.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
it's one of the fucking spinny straws.
That's fantastic.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
That would be great. That
Can
would
you,
be
can you imagine how much more time men would spend in the bathroom if their fucking dick was see-through? And
X-ray
it fucking
power.
went in the curly cue? You're just watching it fucking like you do when you're watching your fucking straw. Like
Yeah,
the,
dude,
the
the fucking swirly
well,
straw.
like the fucking cups that had the fucking straws built into them and you could just watch the shit go around.
Yeah.
While you're doing it. It's like, alright, this is kind of cool. Same thing, just it's going out.
Those were Chad cups.
They don't even make that.
No,
I can't even find bendy straws half the fucking time. Dude.
I miss the old days, man. Fuck. Take me back to
I miss the
fucking
days where I didn't
moms.
have to pay fucking bills.
Me too.
Same.
I literally remember crying on my mom's lap one time, like right before I went to middle school, complaining and bitching and moaning, talking about like I don't want to grow up, I want to be a kid forever. Like everybody fucking does it. You know, everybody does it. They all do it in some different kind of way, but I remember strictly being curled up in a fucking ball in my mom's lap, crying about it.
And now, how do you feel?
I would still cry in my mom's lap about how I still want to be a kid.
That's fair.
You think about
I
it,
don't
right?
think I ever felt that way. I always wanted to get the fuck out
Well, I
of
always
my
wanted.
house.
Well, you think about it though. I always wanted. Fucking 5th grade. You don't know what life is. You just fucking gain consciousness of yourself at like 3 years old. It's like, oh, I'm like 9, 10 years old now. I'm going into middle school. I don't know any of these fucking people. I've never. It's like. Now I go to work every day.
Yeah.
And I see the same fucking people every day.
Shit gets old.
Depends on who you.
Hey.
It depends on how you make the day. Majority of the time, I don't even talk to my coworkers. I play on my fucking phone. Like dead ass serious. Like today, I played on my phone all day. I didn't do anything else, but I still sold like $8,500 worth of parts.
Nice.
I do both. So it's between like we'll like bullshit. Like all of us in the store, if we do actually have something to talk about, otherwise all of us would just be on our phones. Like a recent thing in my job now has been like esports betting, like Frankie and a couple of other people in my store have been betting on like CS:GO games and a bunch of other shit. And they've actually been making a decent amount of money off of it.
To be completely honest with you, the majority of what goes on where I work is we decide. We mostly give the older guys a bunch of shit because it's me and one other dude who's like close to my age.
Yeah.
So we give all the old guys in the store shit like all the fucking time. It's the funniest thing ever, but at the same time, it's just not like, you guys going drinking later? Probably. All right, I'll see you there. It's like that's literally it. It's like literally just a simple question. It's like, if you're going up there, I might go up there. It's like, all right, well, what time you want to meet up there? It's like, we can be there by 7:30. It's like, all right, I'll be there.
Yep.
It's like, I'll ask if you have plans, and then you'll make plans just to go to fucking drink. It's like,
Nice.
it's either that or it's always talking fucking crypto, or
Yeah.
actually the new thing is, a couple of my coworkers, like amongst everything that we do, there's been a bunch of them that have been getting like every 3 to 4 months, new car. Like going and trading in the car that they have and getting into a new one. It's just like, I understand you don't. No.
Ralph did it once or
he,
twice.
No, he hasn't. He only did. He got the challenge. He got rid of the Challenger and got the Colorado, and he's just running with it. But
Fuel efficiency.
everybody is cars. But then again, I can't say anything because I did it like 2 years ago, last year.
Sometimes it's just
Totaled the one Mustang in November. Got the other truck in January. Had that for about a month and a half. Traded that for the Mustang. The Mustang had rod knock.
Bro, that bitch was
Well, actually,
still running.
Well, you know that I skipped a lot right there. No, I didn't skip anything.
Man, that Mustang was a hero, dude.
Which one? The one that hit the
Knox
wall?
City, bro.
Knox
Oh, Knox City?
That Mustang was a fucking Chad, man.
I beat the piss out of that Mustang.
That thing was insane.
And you can tell it's Zane coming from a mile away because all you hear is.
Well, first you hear first you hear the exhaust, and then I get closer and you hear the fucking tap.
Yep.
Well, not tap.
The knock.
Very loud knock. I think I have a video of it the last time that it ran.
I don't know how it lasted so long.
Bro, you should
Were
show
you
them
there?
the oil.
Oh,
Yeah, the oil looked great.
talking about who? Them or just everybody?
Everybody.
That.
Look at that. Fuck
Why are
you.
you screaming, bitch?
Shove it up your ass.
That was the plan.
Oh,
No lube.
Oh.
I'll raw dog your ass.
Holy fuck.
God.
Yes, sir.
That's horrible.
That's
You want to show them that?
Yeah, damn.
Just a heads up, viewers. That's not what your oil's supposed to look like.
No, that is a bunch
That
of.
lighting's terrible.
That is a bunch of gold, platinum, and nickel.
Yeah, that's really
That's
bad.
all the plating off your bearings. So if you start seeing that shit in your oil, start looking.
And then you put like
Wait, is
pure
this,
oil and
wait.
shit.
Oh wait, is this the video from the night that happened? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Well, it gets even better whenever you get to the point where I actually the day or two before I sold it, it gets better. Probably had horsepower.
Yeah,
I blipped the throttle. You could tell that it broke a rod cap
yeah.
because that piston was sitting. It was piston number 8, which is passenger side rear. You could tell that it was stuck. Because obviously the floating. You heard it catch, let go, catch and let go again. Horrible. I would still get another Mustang.
You know,
Even after I
I
totaled the
showed
first one.
Shaggy the oil. He was like, "Oh God."
Well, before he bought it.
Yeah. No, like when he had it, when he bought it, I was like, "Hey, you know this was in your Mustang."
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh fuck."
Why was he trying to go and rebuild the 2V? Because he told me he was just gonna go and slap it out.
He was going to try to rebuild it.
Oh
And
no,
so I showed him, and I was like, "You might not want to, bud."
you're not gonna be able to reuse the crank, the cams, the heads probably. You wouldn't have been able to use anything except for the block.
If you're lucky.
Probably just the block. You would have been able to bore it probably 30 to 40 over and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
You would have ended up going to take it from like a 281 to that'd be like a 2, I think it'd make it like a 295 or a 30, like a 302. Because you're able to go and, if you really wanted to, you could stroke them, bore them, take it right from a 4.6 to a 5.0. It's a lot of money, it's not really worth it. You're better off going and throwing a coyote in it.
Yeah.
Or you can just go and do like everybody else does. And like, oh, LS swap.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I agree with LS swap the world, but I don't agree with it in regards to in regards to like to domestic cars. Domestic cars,
3S GTE swap the world.
4G.
3S GTE swap the world.
Yes.
Dean's
4G
swap the
64.
world.
GTE.
Yeah, I saw someone in the MR2 forums that put a Ford G63 in their MR2.
That is cool.
Different.
Is there anybody that's ever done like 2 Gs? I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it transverse in the rear or no?
No, it was the one that I saw. Someone put the engine in the front. And it was a drag car.
That takes a lot, especially with all the tunnel work and shaving the engine.
But yeah, I've
bay.
seen some crazy shit. Like I saw someone that extended the body and put an Audi V8 in the rear or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was an Audi. It was a 4.2.
Was it all-wheel drive?
R8.
I don't
Was
know.
it all-wheel drive?
No.
No.
No, but yeah, no. He stretched the rear, and it was the 4.2 FSI in the back of it.
It's a really small engine, though. You probably had to stretch it to fit everything else in.
I got no idea, but all I know is it was stretched. It definitely looked a little homemade, but it was cool.
No. I
And then
mean,
people put LSs in them too, or Ks or whatever.
I see a lot of
Two GRs.
you see a lot of LS swaps with the 300 ZXs. Same
Yeah.
thing with the 240s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's
You see actually even the same thing with the 280s, 280Zs.
hmm
They LS swap with
People do it with Miatas too.
I've seen
something
that. There's a twin turbo Miata that runs around on Instagram.
something
It's beautiful.
something niche, very cool, and considered a crime by the purists. There's that guy with that yellow Ferrari 308 that's doing the K swap.
Oh yeah,
That thing's finally running. There's a startup video of it. The thing sounds fucking gnarly, dude. So this is a fucking Ferrari with a goddamn Honda K series in it. That's so cool.
I mean,
not my thing.
And best thing
I'm not
too,
foreign guy.
it's faster than stock.
Okay, well,
So you can't get better.
we'll cut off of that for now. What's everybody's dream car? I think you already have like 3 of yours, so fuck off.
That's true.
We're talking a lot about cars.
Okay, I have 2 more dream cars: a Lamborghini Miura and a Hakusoka GTR.
Yeah. As a kid, I always wanted a GTR, like the same thing. So like
I'm running out of things to talk about.
I always wanted a R35, but like I don't know, I got like quite a few. I want to get a
His name
FDRX7.
top 3.
Okay. FDRX7 Testarossa, and if I'm going to be quite honest, the car I already have, a C4. That's it. If I'll be honest.
Okay.
Alright, so time to slip my wrist.
Sideways for attention, long ways for results. Remember.
Okay, if you
Okay,
want
well,
something
I'm going
that's,
for attention right now because I'm not going to kill myself on a live stream or podcast.
if you
or whatever,
want something like a little higher
that's later
caliber,
on. I'll be hanging from the ceiling.
Okay.
Pause.
all right, 82 911 turbo. And then there you
Also
go.
cool.
The yellow car that's down there.
MR2. Okay.
Yes.
Fuck,
MR2.
First gen MR2.
Second gen.
Second gen.
Whatever.
Second gen.
I don't exactly.
It's
what
the
point.
free
I don't know
facelift.
MR2.
It's the free facelift second
The first generation of MR2 that I know.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
A old school like Toyota Hilux,
Okay.
LS400.
I only have one because I drive the other one. But I want, well, it's probably not going to happen now because it's way too old, but in the show that I watch, he has a 67 Chevy Impala, and it's like
Supernatural.
all black.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are dope.
Yeah,
Those are good.
that's it, really.
Okay, what one do you own now?
I have the Jeep,
What year?
19. I want an older one, but, you know, I can't do car stuff, so.
Warranty good.
You have friends.
All of
He
it.
couldn't even put rock lights on it.
Oh.
That is electrical, and you have to drill into body panels. That is not worth it.
Hers is.
She already did it.
Hers is
I already
3M.
did it.
I don't care. I've never
No drilling.
3M tape.
3M.
3M double-sided sticky tape.
That shit holds
I mean,
up,
then again, you
though.
think about it. That shit. I put my fucking spoiler on my car, and about 30 minutes later, I was going 125 down to 75, and it held on with a Type R behind me. So I was like, oof.
Mine is also 3M. It's been on for a bit over a year, no problems.
Shitbox.
Oh yeah. Is that
What are your dream cars?
It's probably going to be a S15 with an RB26 with an RB25 head.
Yeah.
I want to say a Ute. Good old Holden.
Commodore.
And,
Yes. They have the
the HSV.
yes, the HSV, which has the LS, was it
It's a
LS2?
6.2. It's a 6.2
6.2
supercharged.
LS3
It makes-
then,
it makes-
or LSA. There's a thing for it. I think it's called the LSA.
It's 6.2 supercharged.
Yeah.
Makes 650 and 600.
It's a car,
And-
but it's also pickup too. It's cool as shit.
Then we're gonna have to cut right back and 68 Toyota Corolla.
Yes, the
I want a
original.
68.
Those are
Corolla.
sexy.
I want a 68 Corolla sedan or wagon. More so a wagon.
I was gonna say I would go wagon all day.
Well-
Wagons are dope.
With the wagon, you already know it's gonna be
Yeah.
3.0.
Oh yeah.
I want another rotary too. I want another FC.
I can't wait to have all the problems with low compression and bad apex seals. It's gonna be a
Lots
real
of fun.
fucking ride. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, at that point, as soon as you get the car, just go for it. With the
Most
way, with the way that
likely.
with the way that a majority of them have been treated and the way that they've just been not maintained, they need to be taken apart and rebuilt before you even try to
I was
go
gonna
and
say.
daily them or do anything with
Oh,
them.
Yeah,
honestly.
I would never daily one.
I would
I've
daily-
owned 3 of them.
I would daily a rotary, but it would have to be fresh. Fuck me.
04, 05
Hey, I'm turning into
RX-8s.
stutters.
04, 05
I'm
RX-8s.
sorry.
Specifically, no, it's fine. They specifically had those issues with really bad
The RX-8s?
apex seals. 04 and 05s. They had a recall for them. That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
RX-8s, honestly.
By like 06, they kind
I
of had a
like the
recall.
Speed 6 though.
Yeah, it's
The
cool.
Speed 6 with the suicide doors and it's a full sedan.
It's niche.
I like the Speed 3 hatch.
That's the
Yeah.
2.3 or 2.0.
I thought it was 2.3 and 2.5.
Colby was saying we're talking too much about cars, but he hasn't put anything else in aside from what he wanted for cars.
Yeah, this was a lot of cars and macaroni noises. We don't normally
What do
do
you want to talk about next?
this
Sex,
much
women,
cars.
What?
Okay.
It would have been a little more fitting for women, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, yeah, fuck you, John. If we really talk about, we can go talk about how women are fucking aliens.
Yo, let's just
I
start
wanna
the podcast
I
here.
already-
Holy fuck.
Wait, we haven't started yet?
No, it's recorded.
Okay.
no.
Wait for all that energy.
It is.
But I already put my little bit of piece in it, but I don't understand how one little drop of fucking fluid gets a woman pregnant and produces a child.
It's insane, isn't it?
Like, how the fuck do you just go and randomly? It's like, oh, there's this little white fluid in me. It's just gonna go and work its way back up in my body. Bitch, there's gravity. How does that work?
True.
How does it go up?
Nah,
If you're laying on your back.
Zero gravity, dude.
Well, I mean, you think about it. Most women don't do anything but lay on their back anyways. She's like, yeah, it's true. She's like, yeah, I'm just married to
I can go to work.
As soon as you get them on top, it's like, oh my god, my knees hurt. Bitch, you've been up there for 10
Literally.
seconds. Like, you just
Literally.
squatted. Like, you're not even sitting all the way down yet. Like, the tip's not even touching. But, how does a fucking egg, how big are eggs? You know?
I don't know.
Tiny.
Is it like fish eggs?
Smaller than that, I think.
Are they microscopic?
Fish eggs.
Not that
Fish
small.
eggs are like this big.
Yeah,
Oh,
fish,
well, then
fish
it's
eggs,
probably-
caviar is great.
Yeah.
I love eating children of fish.
They taste very
I mean, I make women eat my children, so why not?
good.
Exactly. USA. USA.
Yeah, you see that white stuff floating in your beer? It's not a pill, it's a cum.
Spitters or quitters, baby. USA.
And
Pulling
welcome to
out
the
his
United
own
States
bag.
drinking team.
Welcome to the United States drinking team. Wow.
So am I the only one?
No, what other, like, something else that kind of makes them alien? That, you know, women that hang out together
Well,
all
you
the
think
time,
about it,
their
there's-
periods sync up. Isn't
Well,
that weird?
yeah, that is very
It's terrible. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Dude, you're fucking telling me I lived in a house full of like 3 to 4 women at the same fucking time. It was like, alright, I'm going to school, coming home, doing my chores, and fucking leaving again. I'll see you guys at 10 o'clock. I get out of fucking I leave for school at like 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't get off of school until about 1:35, and then I either go to work like 30 minutes to an hour later, and I'm at work all night, and then I go hang out or whatever. But it's like, all right, I'm gonna be as scarce as possible for this week.
Because the house is just a shit show.
No, the house isn't a shit show. It's a bloodbath.
There's
You walk into the bathroom and it's like, oh fuck, there's 6 pads there. Who's here?
6 pads there. Oh my god, bro.
Worst part about it is like when you went to high school and when the fucking girls would like if it was like a unisex bathroom or whatever, like saying like the science lab or whatever, when they would fucking flush the tampon down the toilet, and all
Oh,
you see
yes.
was the fucking string hanging out the bottom. It's like, what is that? Or you just nonchalantly see that there's a fucking wrapper in the trash can, and the one kid walks in there, and it's like, oh, somebody's on their period. It's like, are you fucking for real, dude?
I never had a kid like yell out loud, somebody's on their period, somebody's on their period.
It was freshman year, bro. I was like, dude, I'm
Holy shit.
literally gonna slap you in your fucking face. The best part about it is he had blood on his pants.
Hell yeah. What a champ.
That's why you don't have butt sex before school.
Exactly.
Wow.
You
Where
don't
are
get
your
butt
kids?
fucked before school, kids. Take it
Should have used the
from
lube, man.
Yeah.
just like the guy on the radio show who apparently did, you know, he didn't have any
I feel like
KY.
John's
or anything.
fantasy is like the Moby Dick dildo. 13 inches
Bad
tall
dragon.
by like fucking 4 inches wide. It's
13
like, yeah,
inches.
yeah.
You might actually be able to satisfy a fucking woman with that.
Bitch, that's big enough to satisfy an elephant.
Thank goodness. There's a lot of those around.
Somewhere in the fucking mix. I mean, you think about it, there's a bunch of fat chicks everywhere.
I know.
That was the joke. They're yeah,
A little more clear because I don't think anybody else got it.
No.
it's fine. Elephant women. Hey, we're
Small accomplishments, baby steps.
drummer man.
I think we should inform everybody that he has like dyslexia or. That's autism, I'm sorry. Welcome to the club, buddy. Hey, we haven't said the R word, so we're doing good.
Oh yeah,
We
that's.
haven't said the R word or the N. We'll leave it at that. Your face when you laugh, it makes me fucking cringe. And that's why he's the one in the corner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I'm always in the corner. Since day one of Macaroni Notice podcast.
That was his decision.
And really,
It was.
he's really just a volunteer. So you know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh?
Yeah. We
Damn.
don't pay him.
What happened to I don't get paid, the fuck?
We just we sign off on like his
Permission
service
slip.
sheet. Yeah.
Permission
Yeah,
This is
permission
considered to be
slip.
community service hours. You have
Yeah.
like 762 hours left to go. The best part about it is nobody's gonna realize that I looked at the wrong side of my watch.
And then you can
They
graduate.
probably would.
I paid John in cock slaps.
How many do you get right now? And is it extra because
One
I'm
for
here?
every minute of the podcast.
Holy
So 30
shit.
minutes. So
What are we at so far?
Oh.
We're at 36.
Minutes?
Yeah.
Oh
I'm just-
my god.
We've been here for 36 minutes of this bullshit. Alright, so you ready to get that times 2? You're gonna get slapped by him, then you're gonna get slapped by me. You're gonna get slapped by him, then you're gonna get slapped by me. It's literally gonna be one dick on each cheek. And if you really want to,
Dual dicks.
if you really
You can
want to,
make
you
the
can, if you
triangle.
really want to, you can land your back on your forehead.
Wait, what?
She's gonna put her dick on my forehead.
Correct.
Oh, excellent. Whip it out.
And then
Right now.
Colby's is gonna be in between your pinky toes.
Colby's gonna be the cameraman and the last nut on screen.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're gonna see the fucking camera go all the way down to the ground. You're not gonna see anything. You're gonna see a little bit of a fucking puff. It's gonna be like, it's like, oh, where'd that dust come from?
Fucking that factory hasn't ran in so long. It's just dust. Yikes.
I mean,
Had to do
I'm
it.
pretty sure that was the same for Betty White, but
That's true. Rest in peace.
well, I mean, if you think about it, Paul Walker hit 100. Betty White. We can just bring back all the old memes talking about, like, oh yeah, I saw Paul Walker the other day. Yeah, what was he doing? He was on Xbox. What was he doing? Dashboard.
Oh my god!
I mean, you can honestly say the same thing about Ryan Dunn.
Oh, shit.
Sorry, Johnny Knoxville.
We love you, Johnny.
I mean, honestly, I loved Ryan Dunn. Remember the one fucking outtake from whenever he had to go to the hospital after he shoved the fucking
The car
toy
up his
car up
ass.
his
Yes.
ass for the first time,
Yeah.
and for whatever reason this time he couldn't get it out.
That shit was funny as fuck, dude. Going to the
That's a
doctor,
great
the
one.
doctor
No,
getting
no.
X-rayed. Going to
there's an
the,
emergency room.
there's a toy.
Yeah, he went.
There's
to
a toy car in your ass.
No, he literally went to the hospital, ER,
Yeah.
like, hey, I need help. I fucked up.
That's such a good.
I don't know about y'all, but I don't give a fuck how much money I'm getting paid. There is never anything going in my ass.
Yeah, I don't think I want anything in my house.
I don't even like going and taking a shit half the time. The only reason I like taking a shit is because I can be gone for 30 minutes and it'd be excusable.
My guy don't even want it coming out the one way that it's meant to go. He just wants the whole system gone.
Well, I mean, I am lactose intolerant and I eat enough cheese where I will not shit for 3 days.
That's impressive.
Damn.
That's a lot of cheese.
Anything above 3 days starts to become a problem.
Zane,
You just do that.
Just for you guys who love cheese.
remember at work, you were like this.
Oh yeah, bro. Yesterday, I went to the bathroom and decided to obviously I call it being a toilet terrorist because the majority of the time after I use the bathroom, there's about 5 to 10 minutes that you cannot go into the bathroom.
Yeah.
So toilet terrorist. The last time I went and took a shit, which was yesterday, I walked out of the backside of the store doing whatever I was doing. Just walked over to Colby and I was like, "Yo, it was like this fucking long." He was like, "What?" Oh, this way. He was like, "It's this fucking long." I was like, "It's this fucking long." He's like, "There's no fucking way." I was like, "Yeah, well, I'm not one of them weirdos that goes and takes pictures of shit and be like, hey, dude, look at my shit."
You ain't eating
That'd be
pizza.
like me going and walking up to some random ass dude and being like, "Hey, dude, do you think I got a nice cock or what? Do you like my dick?" I mean, it's not as weird as it's not as weird as one of my buddy's uncles. One of my buddy's uncles would literally wait for a dog to go and take a shit. He would take pictures of the dog while it's taking a shit, and then go take a picture of the dog shit. I was like,
What the fuck?
I seen it happen 3 times, and I finally asked my buddy. I was like, dude, is there something wrong with your uncle? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's like, why are you asking? I was like, yeah, are you serious? He's like, you take a picture of shit again? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, he does that.
That's so fucking weird, man.
This was also the same guy that would walk up to me and he's like, hey, you got penis lips. It's like, hey, you take pictures of dog shit for fun.
So why should I believe you when you say I have penis lips?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, John has DSLs.
Dick sucking lips.
What the Sam has a Diamond Star in luxury? Okay.
No.
Very cool.
I don't think you have any kind of diamond incorporated into any of your cars.
Nope.
I don't think there's any kind of luxury in either of your cars.
Complete opposite.
Technically not true.
I mean, how much did you just pay for gas?
$80.
On which one?
Kia.
You fucked up.
I filled up from like a quarter tank the other day and it cost me $32.
Yeah, see, I filled up from like empty. It would have ran me like $50 if I
My
was
quarter tank is like 2 gallons. 3 gallons.
No, mine's like 4.5.
About the same premium.
Potato. The Corvette does have leather though, so that's luxury.
My car has leather.
Cruise
It's
control.
base. My car has cruise control.
Climate control.
Mine has climate control. Dual climate
Well,
control.
you gotta understand something here. These were luxurious amenities 40 years ago.
The Japanese sports car down there has leather and climate control.
And a better engine than your Corvette and your Kia.
Okay.
Only thing that doesn't have anything better than it is the 327.
2 speeds.
2-speed power with fuck.
Slow as fucking fast as fuck. Yeah.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Oh man. Titty
Oh no,
fuck lasagna.
it's slow as shit.
Shitty
and
fuck
fast as fuck.
Is there anything else that we can talk about? I'm trying to avoid cars
Yeah, same.
because this isn't a car podcast.
I'm sorry.
But we literally put a group of car people and one non-car person thinking that we could balance it out.
Well, not only that, there's the cuck saying, "You should change the topic, but not giving a topic."
Yeah, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I couldn't think of a topic.
Why couldn't you think of a topic?
I don't fucking
Which
know.
one's better, Spider-Man or Superman?
Spider-Man.
Why?
Because it shoots webs.
So do I.
He just likes things that shoot white. Straight up, dude. Thanks, Kobe. Very cool.
Hey, Volvo update.
Oh,
You thought we were not gonna end it.
$3,100.
What?
$3,100.
$3,100 on our best
Is that
offer.
what they're doing? Are you guys trying to kill it? Is that what you're trying to do?
What? No.
It sounds like it. You
No.
said that's usually towards the end.
No,
No, actually, Volvo update's usually towards the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should you give them a Corvette update, considering it's like a bigger Honda
No one
shit
cares.
than a Volvo?
No one cares. No one cares. So I'm not gonna talk about it.
They only care about the Volvo.
I don't
Can
know.
we talk about how Alfa Romeos are fucking garbage?
Yeah.
Bro, I would
You love
agree with him?
It's
Yeah,
always-
Are you fucking mental?
The Quadrifoglio is a nice car. Okay, we're not gonna talk about this on this podcast. This isn't the car podcast.
We end this episode and we do MIT.
We gotta go to the fucking gym, otherwise this guy's just gonna fall asleep and I'm going on my own.
What time is it?
It's only
Fucking
9.
9.
You can skip it then.
And I think we only got about 20 minutes worth of funny content.
I mean, I would say it's all relatively funny aside from slightly cringeworthy.
It's a lot of car shit though, man.
It's a mixture of everything. I didn't know what to fucking say. Nobody else said anything. It was just like, oh, and
I mean,
we're just
yeah.
gonna listen to this guy.
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
He's obsolete because he's the fucking owner.
Yeah, usually I'm the one doing all the talking on this fucking thing, so you know. It
Well,
was
then
nice
how
to
the
take
fuck
a
aren't you
break.
talking now, buddy?
Why didn't you come up with a topic?
Yeah, come up with a topic.
Well, because we figured
Can we talk
that
about
he
the
would have
difference between
stories.
wide ruled paper and college ruled paper? Why the fuck is there 2 different kinds of paper?
Because one's thicker than the other.
They're not thicker than the other. It's a fucking line difference. It's literally
Well,
just a
yeah.
matter of spacing. Why the fuck?
Thick.
What's the difference?
Yeah, well,
Why? Why is it a thing? Like, what's the difference between
you can
like,
fit more on a college rule,
college rule?
supposedly.
You have to write neater.
Smaller.
Why?
So you get more
Why do I
content.
want to fucking write it where I can't read it?
Exactly.
Content.
That's how most people become doctors and
I
use
completely
fucking.
agree. And I already have.
You want to go to college with me to go and learn liberal arts and fucking philosophy? You make money off of that? Then why the fuck are people going and wasting their time?
How about gender
There it is.
studies?
Well, you think about it, we're being.
Talk about gender
Okay, we
studies.
can go into conspiracy theories like we were talking about beforehand. 'Cause we never actually really got into that.
We're gonna have a very
I was gonna say
long-
this is gonna be a very.
No,
long
we're gonna-
video.
We're gonna edit this down.
Wow.
Cole's down.
Do it.
He said fuck it.
Let's do it.
We're getting fat tonight.
I'm still gonna go to the gym, but let's do it. Conspiracy theories, please.
I don't know. He just shows up.
Bro, he's the normal, like,
Why are you
crackhead.
breathing so fucking heavy?
Yeah.
But anyways, you think about it. When you were in high school, did you have any kind of like actual home ec classes, mechanic classes, wood shop? Like, did you have any kind of classes like that?
I did take one shop class.
Well, and it was like woodworking.
A little bit of woodworking and like, I don't know, it was like a bunch of random shit. I don't
So it was kind of like a mix of everything.
yeah,
Did you?
the CAD.
Baker had academies where
Mhm.
we had like auto body and wood shop and
But
stuff
was it
like
only
that.
able to be taken for one period of the day and only once per semester, or like
You
so on and so forth? Like, were you actually able to go
You
and
could
have?
do it once a year, and you could do it like half and half.
That was it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you think about it. You probably didn't have anything like that.
He
I
went
took,
to Baker.
I went to Baker.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So did you?
I did the mechanic and the woodwork. Yeah, there.
I did mechanic and the computer study major.
Yeah. I did IT.
So-
IT. Yeah.
For whatever reason, from what I've come to realize, the majority of schools, if not all public schools, even private schools are even worse than public schools. They're training you to be just an employee.
Yeah.
They don't train you to learn how to budget things properly because.
How do you do taxes?
Mm-hmm.
Look, if we know,
Know what I do? I go and ask my fucking dad.
go to H&R Block, pay them $200, have them do it, baby, America.
They literally teach you to be an employee and a customer. That is it.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
They don't show you how to be anything on your own. They don't show you how to go and actually work on anything. They don't show you how to create things.
You have to like learn all that
The only
shit
thing that they
yourself.
want you to do is they want you to write me a 5-paragraph essay on
The
why
most
this
random
fish why
shit.
this fish is fucking purple and this one's black, but they get along with each other. It's like, why am I gonna go and write some bullshit about one fish and another fish liking each other because they're different colors and they get along?
Look at this picture and tell me the significance and the meaning of it from what you can see.
Oh, so you want my opinion on what I can see, and if it's wrong and it doesn't fit what you want me to say it is.
Then it's wrong.
So if
Then
you
you
go
get a
and
zero.
see something completely abstract outside of a picture, and they mark it as wrong,
What is the
They-
bigger idea? What is the bigger
I don't want people to be creative. I just want workers.
that's
I
exactly.
haven't. I wouldn't even say I've used like hardly anything I learned in school.
I'm still relatively fresh out of high school, going on 4 years out of high school. Fucking, I have never once used trigonometry. I have never once used calculus. I have never used
Nope.
algebra.
Nope.
I needed to learn the fucking Pythagorean theorem for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah.
They taught me that pi is a never-ending fucking figure.
Yeah.
3.14
whatever.
159265535 and carry on.
Thank you.
never ends. And she, for whatever fucking reason, knows that. Is it tattooed
I
on
had
your
to
arm
memorize
somewhere?
it. Yes,
This is
it's right here.
She's like, yeah, I'm a fucking geek,
Like,
boy.
she-
It literally just starts right here and it loops all the way around her fucking body. It's like, oh, so did you ever
It
get
still
to the end?
never
Did
ends.
you ever get to the end yet? It's like, no, I'm still in the process of getting tattooed.
I had to move on to my sister because it just never ended.
Pretty much. But you ever use that?
Ever what?
You ever use pi?
Nope.
You ever use pi?
Oh, no.
Why am I showing a bullshit formula?
To pass a standardized test that the state dictates that you should know.
Well, technically,
And that's what public schools are, baby.
the only reason as to why that's being standardized by the state of Florida is because it was being standardized by the government. You have to teach within these core
Yeah.
fields, math, science, I don't think history is even included anymore.
History's in there still.
So it's math, science, history,
History
and
and,
literature.
English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Literature, essentially.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, those I understand, but those should only be for the first 5 years that you're in school.
Yeah.
Everything else, if you're going to go and pursue and learn certain things, it should be certain things that are actually relative to you. Like, obviously, if you want to go and learn other things, you're going to obviously be in more than just that class, but
And then
it's all still going to pertain to what you're doing or what you're trying to do with yourself after fucking
and then
school.
the
If you think about it, you spent 18 years in school, just about, some 19, some 20, depending on if they went pre-K and then kindergarten and so on. Like, some people skip kindergarten and go right to fucking first grade from what I've seen. It's like, okay, cool.
I skipped pre.
So,
Straight kindergarten.
I went to school from fucking pre-K all the way until senior year. So, like 19, 20 years almost.
Yep.
Not a single fucking thing that I use outside of work, aside from, 10 plus 9 is 19. So I owe you $3.67. Like, that's the most math I fucking do is basic math.
Also, what I know I've taught myself, like especially when it comes to like my job when I was a mechanic, started teaching myself how to work on my own cars when I was in high school.
Well, it's like the same thing with me. Like, as soon as I got my first truck, need to fix it.
YouTube.
Not even YouTube.
No,
just-
not even YouTube.
I'm not somebody to go and watch somebody else do something. Like, if I
You
need
just
help,
jump into it.
I start pulling shit apart and see if I can put it back together. Like, the first time I ever pulled my motor apart when I did my heads, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. Didn't even watch a video on it or nothing. I was like, alright, I know I need a torque wrench, I needed 2 torque wrenches, I needed one in inch pounds, one in foot pounds, I needed new head bolts, I needed new gaskets, and fluids. That's pretty much it. I had no fucking clue what I was doing, pulling the shit apart. It's like, I'm gonna start putting all this stuff in little bags.
Yeah.
Marking fucking
Yeah.
everything. It's like, oh, push rope. Like, I knew what the engine parts were, but I had never ripped the shit apart.
Yeah.
But they don't teach you anything.
I didn't give a fuck about school when I was in school.
Well, I mean, if you put it in the context too, out of my junior and my senior year of school, you're supposed to go to school for 180 days each year, because you have to don't include weekends and whatever else. There's whatever. Out of 180 days per year, you're supposed to go to school 360 days. I went to school for a total of 120 days for both years and graduated in the top of my class with a 3.97%.
Wow.
That
You
is
know what
very
I did? I didn't go to school. I didn't do any homework. Didn't do any classwork. Went into school, took the test, passed the test. They brought my grade to a B.
Wow.
Every fucking time.
Mhm.
Like, I literally graduated just off of turning in one assignment to get me from a 76 to a 78.
Mhm.
The day before the day after my last assignment was due. There you go. Bye.
As another thing.
And I found
too,
out like a week later. It's like, oh yeah, you're graduating. You come and get your cap and gown. It's like, oh, cool.
Snazzy. As another thing too, college, like you would think, right? Like college is meant to be the place where it's like, oh, I get to pick the classes that I want now
Yep.
to make my career because now I'm done with public school and now I'm gonna go and get a
I'm
degree
actually-
in something
Do the
that
relevant
is gonna
stuff
actually
that I'm actually gonna use.
help me in my life.
No.
But no, it's still a bunch of core classes. Like I'm still taking core of fucking
Yeah,
core
2
shit
years
right now.
of
Yeah,
core
you're-
bullshit.
Although I am almost done with all that finally. So I literally I just
But
have
yeah,
to mute the
regardless,
rest of my
like,
shit
you
with
literally just went
electives.
and paid X amount of money or put yourself into a very, very deep fucking type of debt
Yeah, depending on where you go.
just to go to school for them to teach you the same shit you've been learning for
And
the
then a little bit
last
higher
fucking
level.
18 years. Oh my god, you can do this. You can
A
read
little bit
this.
higher
You
level.
can read this word better than I can, or you can go and do this math
Yeah.
formula and I can't. You're never going to use it outside of what you're actually going to fucking school for.
Mhm.
You're never going to use it for what you're going to school for majority of the time. Like, what are you going to school for?
Well, computer science. I was going to do programming, and then I took that for a semester. Wanted to blow my brains out, so now I'm going to do hardware because I'm more hands-on.
Okay.
He would have failed programming if it wasn't for me.
100%. I only got to be in that class because of her.
Well, regardless, that's another good thing about college is within the first 2 years you're able to change and do what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I've changed already.
it's just a simple fact that if you're paying, say, $200,000 for the next 4 years in total. So the next 4 years in total, you're going to pay $200,000. And
Where-
it's cheap. It's
where
cheap.
the hell are
Shut
you
up.
going?
I don't fucking know what it costs to go to school in college because I don't go to college.
Oh,
That's
well.
why I literally said fuck it.
FSW is dirt cheap.
Okay, well, regardless,
Spend
it's
how much?
literally just like say you're going to one of the nicer colleges, saying like
Cambridge or whatever.
whatever,
Sure.
wherever it is, fuck it. But for these 4 years, it's $200,000. Out of that $200,000, about 150,000 of it is going towards just your fucking core classes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else,
Yeah.
you fund it yourself.
100%.
It's literally how it goes.
Yeah.
So, in other words, you're going to pay in a larger institution to teach you something while they're pretty much teaching you the same shit that you learned while you were in elementary school.
Plus a little bit extra, yeah. Basically.
Plus a little bit extra. Oh, you're reading a different story with different fucking grammar. Oh, Shakespeare, he's such a fucking madman. No, he literally just spelled the same shit, just said it different.
Yep.
You're like me and Colby going and having the same conversation and relaying it to somebody else, and you're gonna be like, oh, that guy sounds cool, and then you're gonna go and hear him say the exact same thing and be like, oh, he's a fucking dick.
Mm-hmm.
It's all pronunciation. It's literally all it is.
Mm-hmm.
You learn the definition of certain words, and that's it.
Yeah.
Never use it again. Like, you were in elementary school when you learned supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Have you ever used that word in your fucking life?
No.
Was that in the back of the dictionary? Like, I needed to know it? I didn't fucking need to know it. It's useless. It just means that you're really fucking happy. Why can't I just say, oh my god, I'm fucking ecstatic. I'm happy.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
feeling great. It's like, oh, I'm supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. It's like,
I didn't even know it had.
I don't even.
that's literally what the fucking meaning of it.
I don't think that's even a word that like you would use in like a professional setting because you
No.
still sound like a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like that word just sounds like it's something that a 12-year-old made up.
Yeah.
That's fucking ass backwards, man. Oh my god, I'm super happy.
Dead ass serious. That's pretty much how.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is a nonsensical word that is sometimes used to describe something as being great or extraordinary.
Same thing.
Yeah, I thought it was
versus-
just like a made-up word. I never thought it was a real
It
word.
literally
Yeah.
has a definition.
Why?
Oh, you want to talk about another thing too? Ron DeSantis is actually going and taking it to where Disney is not able to govern itself, and they have to follow the laws that are set by Florida State. Because Disney has been underneath its own rule and their own laws since they opened.
So is that like?
But in United States government, there is no solid state that is able to be self-governing underneath the United States government.
Oh, so they're basically like breaking the rules like through a loophole.
They've been breaking the rules
Yeah.
just because of it being what it is.
Wow, I never knew that.
Yeah, they've been self-governing since like the 50s or 60s, whenever they
That's
actually
crazy.
opened. It's the same thing over in California.
That's
But if you think about it, if that's the same thing in regards to they're not able to be self-governing and be their own little institution, why is that going on in Seattle?
Yeah.
Why is it happening in California?
That's our favorite state, California. We love California on this show.
So does that mean I can self-govern now? I can stop paying taxes and.
Yo,
Exactly.
I'll start.
Bingo. Exactly.
Yo,
Yeah.
yo, I'll
I'm not trying to be political, but
No,
Exactly.
no, but you make a valid point. We can have discussions of many calendars on this show. This is the show for everybody.
well, it's definitely something to look into. If you think about it,
100%.
how have the Clintons not gotten smacked with espionage and treason and everything of that sort? She went and deleted over 30,000 emails on the first run, and then after that she went and deleted another 60,000
Yeah.
and didn't get any slap on the wrist. She
That
just got
should be
slapped.
in jail.
This should be executed publicly.
Yeah.
Money makes the world go around.
If you're rich, you get away with shit. That's how it works.
Well, that's the funny thing about it though. They weren't rich. They had a little bit of money. Like they made like maybe $200K a year before Bill Clinton managed to get into being
4 years in office.
4 years in office. While they were in office, you're only supposed to be able to make $1.2 million because you get $400,000
Yeah.
every year. So if you save that, that's $1.2 million. They left the White House being worth about 40 to 60 million.
Well, a lot of these people get rich after they leave the White House, doing speeches at whatever bullshit event. They get paid a ridiculous amount of money to do
Well, I
it.
mean, it should
Stuff
be all
like
towards charity, but at the same time, you think about it, like I'm saying, how do you go from only being able to make $1.2 million and you go into the White House only making or being worth about $200,000 and you leave being worth about, 4,000 times more than what you were?
Yeah, something ain't right.
But I may want to go and churn fucking 70 hours a week and bring home a gross paycheck of $2,500 and I still only get about $1,600 of it because,
After taxes.
Uncle Sam's fucking carrying my back.
Taxes literally yank out about 30% of my commission check every month.
Well, I mean, you think about
And
it.
that's just my commission check alone.
A majority of what they say in regards to tax, you actually, if you go and break down all of your taxes and see where your money goes with certain things, you're paying for public libraries and public schools.
Oh, yeah.
and all the roads and everything else like
Because
that.
that's where the tax money is supposed to go.
Yeah, but if you think about it
Stuff
though,
like that.
why are we going and paying towards libraries when was the last time you were in a library?
It's been like a year and a half, like 2 years.
Probably over 10 years. I don't know.
I'm a college student, so.
Okay, aside from school,
Well, actually-
okay, we're not talking about that. Aside from school, when was the last time you went in your free time to the fucking
So public
library?
To a
library.
public
To
library?
a public
About a
library?
year and a half, like 2 years.
Never?
At least 5-10 years, maybe when I was
4.
younger, but
So it's been 4 years for you, it's been a year and a half for you, it's
Wow.
been about 5 to 10 years for you, it's been about 5 to 10 years for you.
At least 10.
It was
It's-
pre-COVID, that's
It's
for
been
sure.
10 years for me. So we're all continuously and side by side with each other paying for public libraries that nobody uses.
Well, I mean, except for the people that do use it, but
People that
Which
like
is very
don't read.
slim.
but
With the amount of money
I
that is
get what
being
you're saying.
spent
Yes.
towards that.
Yes, I get what you're saying.
Well, if you were to think about it though, if there was more money that was actually being spent within the libraries and everything was actually being distributed properly, the libraries would be a lot more than what they are. There would be a lot more offered.
For sure.
Like it would be more of like a resource center instead of it being just a library. Because that's literally what they were meant to be. Is they were meant to be resource center. You go in here, you learn. You go in here, you find help. You go do this. You go do that. You
Yeah.
build yourself with the help of somebody else.
I mean, then that comes down to where they're like allocating the funds, then, right?
Well, in a sense, yes, but
yeah, because I mean, we don't know how much is going to each thing, so
exactly.
I'm sure that we can find out, but
A majority of it's supposed to be underneath public record, but a lot of it's untraced.
Yeah.
of course, because it's going to
Like
somebody.
the
Well, I
infrastructure.
mean, you think about it. Why does it take them so long to go and complete fucking any kind of road construction? And it's not because of traffic. 'Cause I can tell
Yeah.
you for a fact
Oh, yeah.
from during the week, from about 10 o'clock at night until about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, there is nobody on the fucking road.
The
You
infra-
see,
they definitely don't spend money on the infrastructure in our country.
no, not at all.
So much of it's run down.
Well, I mean, you go drive through fucking Detroit.
We
Go-
actually
go
talked
through
about
any-
Any city. Go through New York, Richmond, Virginia.
Any
We actually
major-
talked about this last night about the fact of how we don't even have like a bullet train here.
Yeah, I was. I
Yeah,
mentioned
we don't-
that
That was something that we brought up last night.
What in Florida?
No,
No,
in
the
the
US.
No, in the U.S.
I thought it was on the West Coast over there near Seattle.
That's what I
They
thought
had-
too.
I thought they
Yeah.
had it.
Do? Oh, I thought we did.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
It might not be a bullet train, but they do have one of the faster trains on the East Coast or on the West Coast.
I'm talking like bullet trains like that.
You're talking about
Yeah,
the ones
like
that
that's
actually
talking
travel
about
600-700 miles an
Yeah,
hour. and you
yeah,
don't
like-
feel it. It's like, oh, we're going
Yeah.
to be in
It's
New
not
York.
600 or 700. I think it's like
some of
200 or
them-
300 or something
Dude,
like
it,
that.
Some of
it
them-
depends. Some of them
Oh.
over in like Europe and shit like that,
And
they
they're saying
run
like
they
over
run
like
all the way
Japan,
up to
like
like.
they're like 200 to 300 over there. I think.
I think I've seen a couple of them run all the way up to like 300 or 400.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, you going right on a plane. You're
There's
going,
no 700, but
well,
like
you going right
300
on
to 400.
By the way, you going
Yeah.
right on a plane. You're right on a plane at 670,
Right.
690. You're
Right.
going 700 miles an hour. It doesn't
Right.
feel like it, but it still
Right,
takes
that's
you
a plane,
fucking.
yeah.
It still takes you what?
Something on the ground, that's a different story.
Well, I mean, it's not gonna take as long
So
because it's
listen
gonna
to
be a
this.
straight
This
shot.
is in Japan. It says they're gonna have a magnetic bullet train which will connect Tokyo to Osaka in 1 hour at over 600 kph.
That's about probably like
600
400
kilometers
ish.
per hour.
Yeah, that's probably like 400 ish.
That's 372 miles an
Yeah,
hour.
see.
So almost 400.
Yeah.
Yeah, see.
It
Yeah,
takes an
that's
hour and a
fucking
half.
fast.
And how many miles?
1
is it?
hour.
That's fast.
1 hour.
That
You
is
said it's from-
It's
fast.
from Osaka.
It's Tokyo to Osaka.
Tokyo to Osaka. So
Holy shit.
I would imagine that's probably
That's
around
fucking
400
quick.
miles.
So Tokyo, Japan. I don't want a guide. I want to fucking see it on the map. Bitch. So Tokyo, Japan. You said to Osaka.
Yep.
So if you were to go and drive from Osaka to Tokyo in a car, it would take you 12 hours.
Now it's gonna be 1 hour on the train.
Well, I also have it to where it avoids tolls. It says if you go the way that I would go with tolls, it's 12 hours. But if you were to go the fastest way, it's 6 hours. But either way, from 6 hours, it's over 300 miles, and it takes an hour and a half on a train going 400 miles an hour. And it takes you 6.5 hours just to drive there in your car, which can go, well, with most speed limits, like 70.
Yeah, so according to Google,
Fucking
we don't have any fucking high-speed train like that.
You know?
It says, as of November 2021, the U.S. only had one high-speed rail line under construction, so they don't even have a finished one. The California high-speed rail, with other plans in the works. In short, there just isn't really any high-speed rail in America, and its railways have experienced decades of neglect.
Of course.
If you think about it, the majority of what's actually going to be going and turning into like our railways or our hyper trains or anything of that sort is all going to be funded by Musk.
Probably. Yeah.
Elon Musk. Well, he's already started. The Boring Company already has a bunch of boring machines. Obviously, the Boring Company. If you think about it, he takes every little bit of dirt that he digs and turns it into bricks you can buy for 10 cents. 10 cents a brick. You can literally go and spend like a couple $1,000s and build a fucking house out of however many bricks you buy from him.
I didn't even know that. That's cool.
Yeah, everything that he makes, like everything, like you can go and buy it's not an actual flamethrower, it doesn't actually shoot napalm, but you can go and get one of the propane fed ones that he has and it shoots a fucking flame like 15 foot. It's the same thing in regards to like 10 cents a brick. You can build just about anything.
Yeah.
And they're dropped off in loads, big loads. And you think about it though, he's going to making 10 cents off a brick. He's going to making a couple $100,000 off of just the cars. He has SpaceX now, which is government backed. This man's taking us places, but also taking us down at the same time with certain things.
Yeah.
If you think about it, the majority of the mining is all going towards the lithium and everything else that he's needing for the battery. So nickel, platinum, cobalt.
Yeah.
Even some of them, I wouldn't assume that there's any kind of like radioactive materials in there, but lithium is essentially kind of like that, I would assume. So if you're going and doing all that, and he's going and taking all the dirt and turning it into bricks and making a little bit of profit off of that too, it's like a win-lose.
Something like that, I guess.
But I mean, think about it. Did you see that Seattle, actually the whole state of Washington, the governor actually just said that by next year you have to have a EV vehicle.
By next year?
By next year. It just passed. It goes in action, I believe, in the first month, like January 1st is when it starts.
That's fucking stupid.
Every single person in the state of Washington, 2023, I believe, you have to have an electric vehicle. All gas-powered vehicles, engines, or anything of that sort are banned.
I gotta look that up.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm not
thought-
sure
I
what
thought-
the deadline is. But
That sounds
I
pretty
thought it was
unrealistic.
supposed to be like.
it sounds unrealistic.
Well, I remember a few months ago seeing some bill there that was like by 2030 you couldn't buy gas-powered vehicles anymore.
Well, that's with a lot of different states, and it's also with a lot of different companies converting completely just to EV. Like
I
Ford's
think it's stupid.
going majority towards EV. Dodge has finally announced the end of the Hemi for 2023 model years, I believe. But
To make an electric variant of the Challenger, and there's no announcement on the Charger yet.
well, no, the Charger I thought it was being released as a 3.0 twin turbo V6.
I don't know.
So we don't even
called
have
a
the
Hurricane.
infrastructure to fucking support everyone driving the fucking.
Well, not
electric
only
vehicle.
that, we don't have people don't make enough money.
No,
Anything like
people don't make enough to buy
the average
cars.
cost of the cheapest EV car you can buy right now is $56,000.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
I don't even make $56,000
I
in a
don't
year.
either.
I made a good bit less than that last year. That's for damn sure.
That's why I think alternative fuel makes more sense, like carbon fuel. I don't know if you've read
Hydrogen.
about that, where
Well-
they suck the carbon out of the atmosphere and they turn it back into fuel with almost zero emissions, and you can run
Because
it.
it would literally completely burn out the rest of the carbon and it would get rid of the greenhouse effect. It would literally get rid of all of the carbon and get rid of the majority of the carbon footprint and it'd be clean, reusable. It's
Yeah.
the same thing in regards to like hydroelectric dams.
Yeah.
Like you could literally go and put any kind of hydroelectric dam, like even just along the fucking floor of the sea.
Yeah.
The water's constantly moving. You can literally just get it to where it spins and spins and spins. Obviously it's not gonna go to be way the fuck out in the middle of nowhere, but regardless, you can still figure out a way to make it to where you can get hydroelectric water. And same thing in regards to windmills. I've seen a bunch of windmills in Texas when I went to Texas. But there's plenty of ways that we're able to go and do certain things and get it to where it's actually worthwhile.
Yeah.
Like you could honestly go and do the same thing in regards to
I just think like they're pushing EVs just to,
if they're just pushing it for an
for
agenda.
profit.
Yep.
It's the next wave of consumerism.
But it's not going to work out in their favor because, in my opinion, EVs are going to crash by 2030.
We'll see.
I'm hoping they do, because I'm really hoping for carbon fuel. There's already a company that makes it.
Mhm.
It's just all these companies have dumped tons of money into electrics, now they're trying to really push it.
That'll allow us to keep our petrol-powered cars running for many moons. which is why that
Well, it's
that's
because
the whole thing with
that
the
right
Porsche.
there is because instead of it being where it's going strictly from fuel-based cars, like that fossil fuel-based cars and electric-based cars, the vehicles that are going and pushing out a shit ton of fuel and everything else like that are being fed into the carbon-fed fuel cars, which would be honestly the most it wouldn't even be counterproductive. It'd be one of the most productive ways to allow people to enjoy the things that they have and not really have any kind of emission loss. So if you were to go about doing it that way, where say half the cars in Florida are carbon-based fuel and the other ones are petrol-based fuel, they work hand in hand.
Oh yeah.
This guy gets a cool ass fast car that's based off of carbon. It takes the fucking fumes out of my car and burns them and makes his car fast as shit. I can go do whatever the fuck I want in my car and not have to worry about like, oh, I'm gonna get pulled over because I don't have cats.
Yeah.
I have cats on my car. For
That
now.
makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
You ever heard about that guy that had like the water powered car? This was like probably 30 years ago. They got fucking,
It was in the 90s and early 2000s that he really started to pop up a lot more.
Yeah.
But it was legit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He used like electrolysis or whatever to make the car run.
He was using the neurons and electrons inside of the water to actually create a little bit of a burst of energy where it would actually continue to pull because he would use the he was using vacuum. He was using vacuum and a little bit of heat to get it to where it would use the electrodes inside of the fucking cells or whatever you want to call them. Atoms? Sure, atoms, right? You guys are smart ones.
I wasn't listening.
I'm not.
There's electrodes, neurons, and
Yeah.
what's the other one?
I forgot.
Protons.
Protons. So you have all of those. The electrodes produce electricity, correct?
I don't remember back that far.
Well, either way, there's something within the water
Science.
that creates an electrical charge, and that's what he's using to get some kind of combustion.
Yeah.
It's not really much of a combustion, but either way, he's using strictly just water to run an engine. The only thing it's doing is it's turning into fucking water vapor. Oh shit! I'm about to run out of gas. Let me go over to your. Hey, can I borrow your water hose? Yeah, what for? You'll see.
Basically, the story was that someone tried to like buy the technology from him and he wouldn't sell it, and then he got poisoned and killed.
Well, I mean, it's like the same thing with Jeffrey Epstein.
That's ironic.
Yeah.
How did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself when he only had what, one bed sheet that was stuck to the bed,
Yeah.
and he got hung from a door handle?
Yeah.
How do you hang yourself from a fucking door handle?
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing in regards to Chester. Granted, he did have signs of depression and things of that sort, but there was also signs of struggle at the crime scene,
Yeah. So who knows?
and he got hung from a door handle too. What was the other one? It's Chris.
Chris Cornell.
Yeah, Chris Cornell. Same thing. They both spoke up about something that somebody didn't agree with, and oh god, he killed himself. He was battling with drugs and depression.
Yep.
No, the fuck he wasn't. He was sober. The only thing he maybe messed with was alcohol, and even then, it was still slim.
That's properly conspiracy theory type shit. 100%.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
How do you feel about aliens? Like legitimate aliens? Do you believe they're there?
I think they're somewhere out there. Yeah. Personally, I do.
Okay. So in regards to speaking about aliens, how do you feel about religion? Do you believe in religion, or do you just believe that there's something bigger out there? We're going to leave this very vague.
So is that like a yes or no answer on that one?
Do you believe that there's something out there, but it's not God? It's not a single God.
Yes.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
So
there's
we're able to touch politics, but not religion.
if there's us, I mean, then there's got to be something else out there.
Well, especially with them saying that the universe is as vast as it is.
Oh, yeah.
Especially considering there's another conspiracy theory that just recently came out saying that we're a universe inside a universe.
Yeah.
Pretty much the whole
I've
multiverse
seen
type
that
thing.
one.
I seen that.
I shared it. That's why.
Yeah, that's
The
why.
most recent thing I saw about space was these pictures that the NASA rover got
Well,
on Mars, which was like these tunnels that had like ice in them and shit.
well,
I saw that.
if you think about it, how is there our galaxy, which is what, the Milky Way galaxy?
Yep.
Yeah.
How is there the Andromeda galaxy? There's I don't know what other galaxies there is, but there's millions, if not billions of different galaxies out there.
Mhm.
What if these galaxies are quote unquote universes?
Right.
Because if it's as vast and never ending as they say it is, there should always be something out there for us to find.
Yeah.
Not just like, oh, there's this galaxy over here, and there's this one over here, and then there's this one over here. Alright, well, what's on that planet? What's on that planet? What's on that planet? Why do you have all these different numbers and letters signifying what this planet is and how livable it is? How do you know it's livable if we don't have the equipment to go there?
Right.
How are you able to tell me the composition of fucking what? Not Pluto, but like just some random fucking planet. How are you able to tell me the composition of it? How are you able to tell me that it's mostly a gaseous planet and has no actual solid ground in it aside from the core? Or how are you able to tell me that it has 3 different oceans, there's a lake right beside this fucking mountain,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and it's mostly rock? It's 50% rock, 50% water, but the majority of the water is separated from itself. There's no oceans. How do you tell me that?
Right.
But there's nothing else out
We've been going for a fat minute. We
You're
probably
welcome.
want to cut this off.
there. I feel like we should just get high.
I want to see them high.
Please.
We'll save that
They've never been high.
for next time.
Next week on Macaroni Noises.
I want to go to
Colby
the
and
gym.
John get baked. It would be fucking interesting.
Please.
Oh,
Please.
Oh my god, you think John's annoying now?
John's always annoying.
So you gotta
But
do this
if
before
you
you have a
do
job or
that,
drug
that's
test.
gonna
when
make
you
it
don't have to
so
go
much
fuck.
worse.
Yeah.
Or it might actually chill him out.
Nah, I doubt it. I don't know, for me, whenever I get high, I either chill the hell out and don't really say anything. I usually end up falling asleep or I start talking a
It
lot.
depends on the weed.
If it's an indica or sativa.
Yep.
And next week, we're having a conversation about weed.
Mayor Wengate next week on Macaroni Noises, dude. Wow, what a show.
Alright.
Gonna bring
Alright,
all the marijuana pieces.
you gonna play a song?
you gotta.
Oh,
shit.
and also, in regards to the Volvo update, what are we looking at, Colby?
Oh yeah. He never finished.
$3,100, baby.
Yeah, exactly what he said.
Thank you for being a guest on the show, Zane. Come back soon.
See you next week.
See you next week. Okay, see you next week. Tiffany was also a guest again.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Probably.
No, see you next week.
Whoosh.
You just have to make plans for her.
That's what I asked.
You always gotta make plans.
Now remember, guys, don't go and make a heart symbol with your hands because it.
Thank you for listening. Very cool. Come back next week. I guess we're going to be back here next week. Say no to toxic women. You don't have to say yes to them anymore, fellas. It's 2022. Say no to septum piercings. We don't like them, but if you do that, that's cool. Titty piercings are great, though. We love those. Have a great week, everybody. Mwah.